Okay, boys, you remember that we were discussing pseudocodes, so we'll carry on the same topic. And we are actually practicing the pseudocode and the flowchart. And pseudocodes and the flowchart for writing the solutions of algorithms, solution as an algorithm. Okay. The concepts we discussed yesterday that the pseudocode or the flowchart. Pseudocodes are the stepwise solutions, the stepwise program like statements. So these are stepwise program like statements. They are not actually the programs, but they are very similar to program statements. So when you start practicing writing the programs, writing the solutions in pseudocode, you get very near to the programming, and you don't bother for the very strict rules that the programming languages they apply, and you write the programs without considering those strict restrictions of the syntax or the coding. And in that way you practice and you write the solution, and when you get the confidence, you get the clarity, then finally you enter into an specific IDE of any language. So this is the phase which you will complete in order to start a proper programming in VB.NET. So we have seen that the pseudocode, they are the stepwise program-like statements, and the flowchart, they are the diagrammatic representation of solution. So when you write the solution in terms of diagrams, I told you that in my last lesson, I told you that the Cambridge, they do ask and they do expect the students to write the solutions either in terms of pseudocode or in terms of flowchart. So in last lesson, you have seen that we have used the storages, and in storages, you people have seen that the use of variables. You also have seen the use of constants, variables and constants. Then you have seen that how we have assigned values, and it can be pre-stored values, can be pre-stored or can be input by user. Input by user. So there is a difference. So when you get the pre-store value, it means the variable will have, like if you say n is 5, so this is a pre-stored. I will not use this equal to sign, I will use this sort of code. N is equal to 5, so it means you are assigning 5 to n. But if you are saying input n, it means you are asking user to input the value into it. So in both cases, we have a storage which has a name n. In one case, you fix the value in it. Let's say you give 5 into it, and the in another case, what you're doing, you're asking user to input value into it. So if user type any whole number, like if he type 4, 5, any number, that will come into it. And when he will input another number, then it will be replaced or it will be added or whatever. So assigning values, then we have selections. So today we will see some selection type questions, selections or decisions. So we'll write the pseudocode for selections or decisions. Okay. and then today we'll come to this. So in selection or decision, you remember we had if, then, else. If then else, this is a kind of selection which works based on a condition, and this works based on condition, and this condition has an outcome, and this condition has an outcome in terms of either true or false. This condition has an outcome of true or false. So you can say that usually we use the condition statement, the selections or decision to handle a situation in which you have the outcome is either true or false. So we represent the selection in flowchart with this shape, this diamond shape. This shape, so it gives us either yes or no. So you compare that if, let's say, a is greater than 10, so if it is a, then yes, either no. So this shape reflects the this is in flowchart. This is the flowchart decision in flowchart. And this is the statement in pseudocode. So we write if then else, and we draw this shape in flowchart. So in addition with if then else, there is one more in pseudocode, and that is select case of, and then cases, and then end select. So these two are there for this decision or the selection statements. So today we will see these. So let me open Notepad, which I will write it. Now, yesterday we have seen this enter, let's say, enter your age. Now, let's say we will carry on with the same program. Is my Notepad is available? Is visible? I'm sure it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, when we see this program, let's say it is saying that enter. Now this program will have a different scenario. In this program, we are just asking for person to enter his age, and after getting this age, we are saying if age is greater than 18, then what we will do, will print you are allowed to play this game. Okay, so this is the message you will get. And if the age is not above 18, then what message will go else print you are under age. So this is how we can, and then in the end we write end if. So you're asking for age, and if the age is not let's say there are many games that the students, you like the cricket matches, and in cricket matches which is not under 18, the boys who are playing, then you just first check for the age. So the age you asked, and if that age he is eligible, that the student, the boy is eligible for that game or not, this you can check with the help of, and by writing this. So we have if, so we can write if, and this is then, if then, and this third is, as I'm making it capital so that you can uh, just identify them more clearly, and if. So this is how we write it. So we declared age, we declared the variable age, and then we have given a message, enter your age, and after inputting the age, what we are doing, we are just uh, considering. Now the thing that I told you, that in decisions there is a condition, and in this condition there are the condition will have either true or false. So the condition will lead to true or it will lead to false. So if it is true, this line will be executed, and if it is false, this line will be executed. You remember that when you boys were uh, you people were doing the flow charts. You remember when if for example I draw the flow chart of it, then it will be more clear that how we write the pseudocode and how the same can be written uh, in flowchart. So see, what I will do here is that we will, from start, we have start, and after start, just ask for, will give an output message, and when I make the flowchart, we can just merge these two things, okay? We'll just say input age. So we ask for age. And here the condition goes. If age is above 18, now this is a condition, and this condition has two outcomes, true or false. When there is a situation, this question comes in your past papers that you will also, I will also explain it, that where do we use if else and where do we use case of. I will explain it when you will understand the case of further. So what it is doing here, the condition and the outcome of the condition is true or false. So when it is true, you give this message that print. Now this allowed. I will just write here allowed because I have less space. Just wait a minute. HM is here in the class. Okay, so what we will do, if the message is, if age is above 18, then we will say that allowed. The person is allowed. The person is allowed. Okay. And if it says the message, if the age is not above 18, then what will happen? If the age is not above 18, then you will print not allowed. Getting it?
Yes, sir.
So what this if else is doing, as I told you that in this case we have the decisions. The decisions means there is a condition, and there are two possible outcome of this condition. And one possible outcome is if the outcome is that the age which is input is above 18, then what will happen? If it is above 18, then the message is different, and if it is not above 18, then the message is different. And here we will stop. Sorry. So here the flow chart will stop. Okay, is this point is clear, boys? Now, what we were discussing here, let me rub it, that you have seen that in the selection and the decisions, if then else, the condition outcome is true or false. And when the condition is considered, when we write the pseudocode is like if then else, which will treat this condition, and it will check for this condition. And based on the outcome of this condition, the flow of the program will lead to two different options. One is that it leads towards the yes part, and the other is that it leads towards the no part. And in yes part, it will output a different statement, and in no part, it will output different statement. And the diagram or the shape which we will use for the selection is this. And this is how we represent the pseudocode of the flowchart. Okay. Now we can make this condition more complicated. Now, after understanding that what is how we write the pseudocode in if then else, we can make this condition more complicated by writing something more different, and then to handle more conditions in them. So I will write now. I will write a little more different programs over here. Let me just rub it. Now here we are going to input numbers like now this is a pseudocode. You might have seen that pseudocode to check the largest number. Now what we'll do in it, we need three variables like a as integer, declare b as integer, and declare c as integer. So we have three variables here. Now we'll ask the user to input these variables, and we'll just message print enter first number and we will input it in a. So input a, just wait, and then print enter second number and then input b. Okay, you must notice this thing, that why I am writing the message separate and then inputting it separately, because this is something that the Cambridge it gives us this instruction. And especially when you people will work with the pre-release material, these instructions are clearly written in the pre-release, that all entries must be properly, the proper messages should be there before the entry of the data. So before the person will enter the data, there must be a clear understanding that what he is going to enter. Is it a number? Is it age? Is it anything that depends on? Is it marks? So whatever you're doing. So you will make it a habit that whenever you are entering something, we can write only this line input A, but this is not appropriate. This is something that is not according to the standards which the Cambridge they expect from the students in paper 2. So that is the reason I'm writing these messages before the entry of the data. Now again, print enter third number and then input C. So we have got these three numbers. Okay. Now after this, what we will do, as I told you, that we have to compare. Now applying the if then else, if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, then what we will write, print A is largest. A is largest number. Okay. So this is the first message which we have given. Okay. Now here we can do. There are two methods that are followed by the students in their exam, and that the Cambridge they allow the students to do this. One is that we close the condition here of this is the first option that we will treat. And the other one is that we will go for linking the same condition with another condition. If we will stop it here, like I will do it, and then I can write again, if B is greater than A and B is greater than C, then print B is largest number. I'll just tell you after a while. and we can do and if. And then again, if C is greater than A and C is greater than B, then print C is largest number and if. Okay. Now you have seen this is one way of treating different conditions. Now we can do this thing either in this way, or we can use one and if, and we'll consider all condition in one. Just see what I will do. Now here for doing that, I will just add else here. Else. Now this is also true. So Cambridge allow both of these methods in your answers. So you can either uh, and if, when you will do as many if you will have, based on the number of ifs you have, you will have and if. You will close if with and if with and if with and if. But in this condition, the other method is that you have if, and before writing the and if, you write one else and then another if, then else, then another if, then else, and then you can stop it. So this is how we compare. Now this is the solution of our problem, that to write the pseudocode to check the largest number. Now when the person will input these three numbers, first we declared it, then we entered these numbers, and then we checked them, and finally we got the. So let's say we have a number. Let me do the dry run. Just wait. For example, we have the way you people have already learned it: A, B, C, and then condition. So we have condition here. Here is the condition, and the fourth one is that we have output. What is the output? Okay. Now let's say the person enters A is 5, B is 3, and C is 10. Okay. So when by using these three statements, these three values will be input, and they will be assigned to these variables. Okay. Now we'll first look on this condition. If A is greater than B, A is, what is A? A is 5. 5 is greater than what? B. B is 3. And this and means, I'm sure you remember the AND gate. AND means both sides. Again, 5 is greater than C, which is 10. So this is true, this is false. So what AND says, both sides should be, now we can convert it like 1, 0. So it is, AND means if the both sides are not same, means the both sides are not 1, you will not get 1. So it is 0. So 0 means false. So it means what the condition outcome will come here? False. So it means this condition is not correct. Now it will check for the other. Now B, it will take the B, which is 3. 3 is greater than A, which is 5. And 3 is greater than 10, which is C. Again, they both are incorrect. They both are false. So no outcome. Again, it is false. Again, it is false. Okay. So third time, it will take another number, which is C. C again. So now it will take C, which is 10. 10 is above A, 3, and 10 is greater than A. First it will be compared with A, and then it will be compared with B. First it will be compared with 5, and then it will be compared by 3. So 10 is greater than 5, 10 is greater than 3. So the both condition are true. When they both are true, what will come over here is, in the third condition, first is that A, B, and C, so it is false. So the second condition is also false, and the third condition is true. So when it is true, the output which is written inside the true is that the C is largest number. C is the largest number. So this result will come. I'm sure you remember the dry runs. You are just used to with it, and you can see this is how we can check the correctness of this solution. We can run this pseudocode without writing this code into the program, and without running it on the computer. We can just write it on a paper. We can just write it on the screen. Okay. So you have seen that how this program is running, and it gives us uh, the result like this. Okay. And by having these values, we get this result that the C is the largest. Okay. Now, doing the flow chart of the same. Now let me draw the flow chart, and that will again give you another way of looking at this pseudocode, which
सर
is
दूसरी क्लास शुरू हो गई है सर.
the time is up, beta. Okay. So now this is your task that you will draw the flow chart of this yourself. Okay. I have just made the dry
Yes,
run
sir.
of it. You can draw the flow chart of it. I'm sure this is clear. You have no confusion, and there is no ambiguity in it. Is there any
No, sir.
question you want to ask? Everybody
No,
is
sir.
clear? Okay. Okay then. Thank you.
अल्लाह हाफिज सर.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz.
अल्लाह हाफिज.
Allah Hafiz.